Hello, welcome to Wonder Math. Here's the SAT practice test number 3, section 3. There are 20 questions for 25 minutes without a calculator. And here's the reference sheet that you can use in the front of the section. And again, there's no penalty for wrong answers. So if you don't know, and if you don't have enough time to do all the questions, just take a guess. Okay? Number 1. A painter will paint end walls with the same size and the same shape in the building using the specific brand of paint. The painter's fee can be calculated by the expression of these numbers multiplied, when n is the number of walls, k is a constant with the unit of dollars per square foot, L is the length of each wall in feet, and h is the height of a wall. If the customer asks the painter to use a more expensive brand of paint, which of the factor in the expression will change? It will be the cost per square foot, right? So K constant with the unit of dollars per square foot will change, so it is K. 2. If 3R equals to 18, what is the value of 6R plus 3? So for this type of question, you don't have to solve for R to save time. Try to go directly from here to here. So 3R, how do you go to 6R? You multiply by 2, right? So it's 6R equals to 2 times 18, which is 36. And 6R is 36. So you're adding 3 to 36, which will give you 39. So that's your answer. D. Which of the following is equal to a to the 2/3 of power for all values of a? So you're just looking for these expressions where the exponent will become 2/3. So it will be squared, and if you have cube root, it becomes raise it to, it's squared, and raise it to cube root becomes 1/3, square root becomes 1/2, fifth root, it becomes 1/3. So if it's raised by power, you do a equals to 2/3, because if power is raised by power, you multiply them. 2 times 1/3 is 2/3, so it must be D. Here it will be what? A raised to 1/2, raise it to 1/3 again, so you get a to the 1/6. Here it's 1/3, raise it to 1/2 again, so it is a to 1/6. Here is a cubed, raise it to 1/2, which is a cubed over 2. Okay, but B was the answer. The number of states that joined the United States between 1776 and 1849 is twice the number of states that joined between these two eras. If 30 states joined the United States between these era, and X states joined between these two, which of the following equation is true? So this is for X. And they said if 30 states join in the state between these two, so 30 equals to, it says it's twice the number of states joined during this time, so it's 2X. So 2X equals to 30, which is B. So 5 over x equals to 15 over x plus 20. What is the value of x over 5? So basically, if you're looking for x over 5, which we can flip these two, but that still does not give us the answer. So we have to solve, for this case, we have to solve for x. So 5x times 15 is 15x equals to 5 times x, 5x. Don't forget to distribute to 20 too. So it's 100, 5 times 20. So move 5x for both sides. So I get 10x equals to 100. So when you divide by 10, x equals to 10. So what's the answer? X divided by 5. So 10 divided by 5 is 2. 6. If x and y is a solution to the system of equation above, what is the value of x minus y? I think it will be hard to drive x minus y from these two systems of equations. So I need to go ahead and solve for x and y separately. So what would you do? I like to make one of the variable equal to the other so we can eliminate it. We call that linearization. So I'm going to just go ahead and multiply to make it 6x. I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 3, this whole thing by 2. Why? Then I'll get 6x from the first expression, first equation, and I get 6x from the second, and then I can just cancel them by subtracting. So when I multiply 3 to all 3, I get 6x minus 9y equals to negative 14 plus times 3 is 42. And here we double them. So it's 6x minus 4x equals to negative 12. So what do you do to get rid of this whole thing? 6x's, you subtract the second equation. So now I have negative 9y minus negative 4x is plus 4x. So I get negative 5y. Oh, wait. This is y, right? Here's y. So it is negative 9y minus negative 4 is plus 4. So negative 9 plus 4 is negative 5y. And negative 42 minus negative 12 will be negative 30 because it becomes plus 12. So when you divide by negative 5, I get y equals to 6. Then you plug into one of the equations. Here, I'll do it to here. 3x minus 2 times 6, 12 equals to negative 6. So add 12 to get 3x equals to 6. So when you divide by 3, x is 2. So what's the question? X minus y. So 2 minus 6 is negative 4. So C. Number 7. The function f is defined by polynomial. Some values of x and f of x are shown in the table above. Which of the following must be a factor of f of x? So remember, factor means what? When you think of a factor, f of x can be written in, x minus 2, x plus 5, something like that. And these gives you the zeros, meaning when the y equals to 0, right? So for this type of question, you will see a lot of questions like this on the SAT. You're looking for the factor, right? When you divide or when it asks for a factor, you're looking for the zeros when y equals to 0. So here. So 4 is a factor, meaning how do you get 4? It can be x minus 4, right? It could be simple as like this, equals to f of x, because it becomes 0 here, and x equals to 4, so this will be the factor, C. The others, we are not sure about those, right? It could be, maybe not, but for this one, when x is 0, y is 0, that's when you get your zeros, which gives you the factor of the polynomial, okay? 8, the line y equals to kx plus 4, where k is a constant, is graphed in the xy plane. If the line contains the points CD where they're not equal to 0, what is the slope of the line in terms of C and D? So we just need 2 points to get the slope. And here, as you can see, this is the slope, and this is the y-intercept. So I know I have 0, 4. And I don't know where CD is. Let me just go ahead and put it here. Here's my C and D. Then what do? The slope is what? The rise over run. So actually, to make it easier, it will be better if I have CD above here so I can get the positive numbers, okay? But we can double check with this one too later. So how do you find rise? It will be D minus 4, right? D minus 4 and C minus 0, which is D minus 4 over C. So it must be C. What if you use this one? Would it also work? So from here to here, if you put CD here, not like that. So you go down. So you go down. So it's the difference of 4 minus d. And it's going down, so 4 minus d. And 0, to get this, it's 0 minus c, which will give you negative c in denominator. So it can't be 4 minus d minus c. If it's minus, if you bring it outside, then the top switches, right? So it can't be that. It has to be a. Okay. Fine. If the system of equation above k is constant and x, y are variable, for what value of k will the system equation have no solution? That means some of these will have a same ratio, but one will not. If it says it will have infinitely many solutions, that means they're identical. It just got tripled or doubled. So for this case, no solution means it will not make sense. So as you can see from here to here, if I want to go from 5 to 3, I have to multiply by 3 over 5 to make this go from here to here. Then what I can do is I can multiply 4 by 3 over 5, which is 12 over 5. But here, it should not work, right? So 7 times 3 over 5 must not be equal to 4, which is true. 21 over 5 is not equal to 4. So this can be one of the answer. And thankfully, that's what they had on their choice. So that is your answer. Okay? Look at the ratio. In the xy plane, the parabola of the equation y equals to x minus 11 squared intersects the line with the equation y equals to 25 at 2 points, A and B. What is the length of A and B? So y equals to 25, let's say. So it's a parabola. So if you're looking for like these two numbers, I don't know where the minimum is, but we are looking for these two and get the difference. So here, if you want to find x when it's y is 25, you can set it the equation equal to 25 equals to x minus 11 squared. So square rooted to get rid of square. So you get plus minus 5 will be equal to x minus 11. So when will become positive 5? When x is 16. And when would it become negative 5? When x is negative 6, right? Plus 11. So you get x equals to 6. So this could be 6. X here could be 16. So question is, what's the distance? What's the length? So 16 minus 6 is 10. 11. So in the figure above, line KLM intersect at point if x plus y, these two added, equals to u plus w, which of the following must be true? All right. So if these two, this and that is equal, and we know these two are vertical angles, so they are equal, that means these two must be also equal, right? You see, if something plus something must be equal to the same thing plus something, then these two must be equal, right? Because their sum is equal and we know one of them, that means the other must be equal. So what's x equals to z? So x equals to w, and w is equal to z because they are vertical angles, so yes. Y and w. Y is equal to u. I don't know about these three in relation, so I'm not sure. Z and t. Z is vertical to w. T is vertical angle to x. So we know these two are equal. That means those two are equal. So it must be 1 and 3. So B. 12. y equals to a times x minus 2 and x plus 4. In the quadratic equation above, a is a non-zero constant. It has to be non-zero because if a is 0, everything becomes 0. The graph of the equation, the xy plane is parabola with vertex c comma d. Which of the following is equal to d? All right, so let's go ahead and change this in a vertex form. It must be x minus c squared plus d, right? So let me see how we can change from here to here. You have to complete the square here. So first, let me FOIL it. So it's a times x squared plus 4x minus 2x minus 8. So I get a times x squared. When you combine the middle terms, I get plus 2x minus 8. And how do you complete a square? You do b over 2 squared to get your c. So here my b is 2. So 2 over 2 is 1, and 1 squared is 1. That means if I rewrite this, a times x squared plus 2x plus now what? 1. b divided by 2 squared is 1. But remember, we had negative 8 outside. And in order to even this out, if you added 1 here, you can subtract 1 outside. So this becomes what? A times, when you factor this, this becomes x plus 1 squared, right? When you FOIL it, you get x plus x 2x, 1 times 1 is 1. And you get minus 9 outside. So your d can be anything, negative 9 times a, so it is a. So here you have to know how to complete the square. You can find the video on completing square from Wonder Math. Okay. 13. The equation that equals to that is true for all value when a is not equal to 2/3. They give you this because if it's 2a, 2 over a is x, then the denominator becomes 0, meaning it becomes undefined. So you're looking for a. So it looks like it when you do the long division, this becomes the division, and this becomes the remainder, right? Remember how to do the long division. So let's see. 24x squared plus 25x minus 47 divided by ax minus 2. So here you get negative 8 first. That means when you multiply it, you get negative 8. So in order to get rid of 24, what do you need to multiply to your a? Must be what? Negative 3 times negative 8 from 24, so it has to be negative 3. Okay? You don't have to even finish it. You just gotta know what a is, and this is how you can write your long division. Whatever you get on top comes to the front or at the end without a denominator, and whatever the remainder you get becomes the numerator of what you divided by. Okay? 14. What are the solution to 3x squared plus 12x plus 6? So here it seems like we have to use the quadratic equation, divide by 3 to make it easier. So I get x squared plus 4x plus 2 equals to 0. So what is your quadratic equation? You have to have that memorized. I always sing it out loud. It is x squared, equals to negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. You can find lots of song that goes with it. I know I can't sing, but it really helps me to remember this. So here's your a, b, and c, right? So I get negative 4 plus minus square root b squared, 4 squared, 16 minus 4 times. A is 1, c is 2. So I get 8 divided by 2 times 1, 2. So I get negative 4 plus minus 16 minus 8 is square root of 8 over 2, which is negative 4 plus or minus 8. Square root of 8 is what? Square root of 4 times square root of 2. Square root of 4 becomes 2, and root 2 divided by 2, right? Square root of 4 is 2, so you can make that whole number. And now you simplify it. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so it's plus or minus square root of 2. So what are you doing with your x's? What are the solutions? Oh, so we are done. You're looking for this term, which is a. 15. The equation above shows how a temperature F measured in the Fahrenheit relates to the temperature C in Celsius. Based on the equation, which of the following must be true? So if you rewrite this, this is the same thing as 5 over 9 Fahrenheit times Fahrenheit minus 5 over 9 times 32. I'm not going to spend time multiplying it because this is non-calculator section. Maybe you don't need that. It seems like they talk about slopes a lot, right? So this is the slope, right? Y equals mx plus b. This is where you start, negative number, and this is the rate of change. So 1, a temperature increases 1 degree in Fahrenheit is equivalent to the temperature that increases in 5 over 9 degrees in Celsius. So when you think about it, if you draw it, if this is your x Fahrenheit in Celsius, the rate of change is 5 over 9, right? Or it looks like this, goes up 5 and 9. So temperature and increase in 1 in Fahrenheit, increase in 1, or increase in 1 here, right? Yes, it does increase by 5/9 of Celsius. That's true, right? Then, now they're asking temperature increase in C, which will be reciprocal, reverse will be 9, increase in 9 over 5, which is 1.8. So 2 is true too. 3, a temperature increase 5 over 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So here, when you increase by 5 over 9, when F increased by 5 over 9, the Celsius increased by 1. That's not true, right? So it has to be 1 and 2, D. Right? You can think of it as in terms of slope. 16. X is greater than 0. So here's free response part. And usually the very first question of the free response or first few questions are pretty easy. And a lot of questions you can just do it by guess and checking. What is one possible solution to the equation above? Yeah, it seems pretty complicated to solve it, and we know it's positive. So, start plugging some numbers, or for it at least. So x to the 5th, right? If you have same base multiply, you add the exponent minus 5. X cubed equals to negative 4x. So let's plug it in. What's the easiest one? 1. 1/5 is 1 minus 1 cubed is 1. So 5 equals to negative 4 times 1. Yes, 1 minus 5 is negative 4, which is negative 4. So x is 1. Okay. If it was too small, you can try a little bigger number like 2 and 3. And I believe this answer, you can also have x equals to 2. But I'm not going to go ahead and try it. Just go ahead and pick some easy number that you think will work out. The best strategy for this type of question is guess and check. Yeah. 17. If 7 over 9x minus 4 over 9x equals to that, what is x? So let's combine these. So it's common denominator, I can combine the numerator. 7 minus 4 is 3 over 9. X equals 2. Common denominator, I have to multiply by 3 and 3. So this one becomes 3 over 12. So 3 over 12 plus 5 over 12 is 8 over 12. Simplify it. 3 over 9 is 1/3 of x equals 2. Here I get 8 divided by 12 is divided by 4. So 2 over 3, right? So how do you get rid of 1/3? Multiply by 3 on both sides. So I get x equals 2. And rather than going back and forth on your Scantron, just go ahead and write all your answers clearly on your booklet. And maybe last 5-10 minutes of the section, just go ahead and transfer all your answers at once. And that way you can save at least 1 or 2 minutes. So if you need more time on other questions, you can spend that extra minute on those questions. Okay? So here, 2 isosceles triangles are shown above. If 180 minus z is 2y, y is 25, what is the value of x? All right. So here, 180 minus z equals to 2y. That means if these are isosceles triangle, these two are equal. So 180 minus z will give you sum of these two, which is 2y, and they're equal, so this must be y and y. So if y is 75, what is x? 180 minus 75 will be 105 degrees. But don't forget, don't write the units. There's no units when you put it into the Scantron. Okay? So here you have to understand the relationship of the isosceles triangle, that these two angles are equal. At a lunch stand, each hamburger has 50 more calories than each order of fries. So if I say H is a hamburger, is 50 more than the fries, F for fries. If 2 hamburgers, and 3 order French fries have a total of 1,700 calories, how many calories does the hamburger have? So I'm looking for H. So for this, you will substitute your H because H is given. So let's substitute in H. So 2 times H, which is 50 plus F. H is 50 plus F. 50 plus F plus 3F equals to 1,700. So distribute 2's. So 100 plus 2F equals to 3F. Plus 3F equals to 1,700. So I get 100 plus 5F equals to 1,700 minus 100 minus 100 from both sides. So I get 5 French fries equals to 1,600. So what is the calorie in 1 French fries? Order French fries. So you get 1,600 divided by 5. It's 3, 15. Then I get 10, 2, 0. 320. So is that our final answer? That's for the French fries, right? No, it says ask for a hamburger. What's a hamburger? It's 50 plus French fries, so it's 320 plus 50, which is 370. Yeah. Last question. In triangle ABC, the measure of B is 90. So if I have A, B, C, I know B is 90. BC is 16, AC is 20. Triangle EDF is similar to ABC, so it will correspond to the letters. So DEF for ABC, right? It has to correspond to the angles, And each side triangle DEF is 1/3. So the ratio is 1 to 3. Corresponding sides of triangle ABC. What is the value of sine of F? So sine of F is this. And if they're similar, sides are proportional and angles are congruent. So that means we're just finding the sine of this, which will be opposite over hypotenuse sine. So katoa. So sine of C, which is F, will equal to this side over 20. And I think it's 3, 4, 5 triangle, right? A lot of times with no calculator, they will give you some easy ratio to work with. So this is what? 5 times 4. This is 4 times 4. Then this must be 3 times 4, which is 12. So it's 12 over 20, which simplifies to, when you divide by 4 top and bottom, you get 3 over 5 as your findings. So remember, similar triangles, they have same angles and proportional sides.